Have you ever been in a situation where you're talking to someone and you don't share the same language? The experience can be difficult or frustrating. I've been in this experience many times myself, and I can tell you, I wish I was able to understand them a little bit. I wish I was able to understand their language, but unfortunately, I can't do that. In our schools, we advocate for cultural diversity and globalization. However, there's one thing we are missing in our schools. Why can't we speak more than one language? Why is 80% of Americans not be able to speak more than one language? I've done a lot of research on this, and I've even taken a linguistics class here at the ANSA. So I want to present to you facts and data on why America needs to be bilingual. Bilingualism is important in the future, and and Americans really need to embrace this. And we also need to advocate for dual language education. And hi, my name is Sunzeri, and today I'll be persuading you on why bilingualism is an essential skill in the 21st century, and why we should advocate for dual language education. Now, so I had you guys take my survey in class, and more of you guys said that bilingualism is not an essential skill, and that quite surprised me because I highly disagree. Well, before we get into that, I want to talk about some of the misconceptions of bilingualism. First misconception is that children who try to learn two languages at once will have a bad understanding of both languages, will develop slowly, and maybe even have a mental problem. Well, I can tell you that's not the case at all. In fact, it's the opposite. Children actually perform way better than their monolingual peers if they learn two languages or they speak two languages. And another misconception is, we have technology, so why do I need to be bilingual? Well, technology is really flawed in terms of like machine translation. It doesn't translate correctly. It doesn't get any context or social context, and you can't really rely on it on important things or long-term things. And after getting those misconceptions out of the way, I want to talk to you about the benefits of bilingualism. First of all, the cognitive benefits of bilingualism. Children are shown to be early readers and have more complex vocabulary when learning a new language, and just outperform their peers in English as well. And in adults, they develop better cognitive skills, memory skills, problem-solving skills, executive skills, and even delays early dementia. And when it comes to life and in bilingualism, adults benefit a lot, such as traveling is made easier and more fun, more job competitiveness, more job opportunities, learning a third language much easier, and fostering new relationships and friendships along the way, which you couldn't establish if you can only speak one language. After hearing all the benefits of that, I want to address one more thing. Bilingualism, the reason why we need bilingualism in America is because of how globalized we're becoming. And 1 in 5 jobs are actually tied to international trade. And if we don't do anything, America doesn't become more bilingual, we're going to lose a lot of our jobs to the international market, where a lot of countries know how important bilingualism is, and we're going to be missing out on a big opportunity for our country. And so, after knowing about all that, how are we going to make sure our country is bilingual? Well, it's something called dual language education. Now, there are 2 great examples in dual language education in America. One is happening right now still in Portland, Oregon, in the Portland public schools. They've been using something called a dual language immersion program, which has been happening for around 30 years. And some of the benefits, according to their studies, show that students did way better and English than their monolingual peers. Students in the bilingual program gained intermediate language ability in 8th grade, and it was actually cheaper to not cheaper, sorry, it was it costed only a small fraction of I guess the total cost of a normal student. So it's not expensive at all. And another example is something that's happened in North Carolina, where in North Carolina, 2018, 2 valedictorian students, one native Spanish speaker, one native English speaker, they graduated with fluency in each other's languages. And they had their own dual language immersion program there, and it really worked out for them. And so what can we learn from these programs? What did they do right? Well, according to an important study, this researcher, he observed programs in the United States, programs in Europe, in the Middle East, about the best way to implement these dual language programs. And he found out that the 2 best is the 90-10 model and the 50-50 model. 90-10 model is 90% in the foreign language and 10% in the native language. In this case, in America, would be English. And 50-50 is just 50% foreign and 50% native English. So you take a look in grades K to 2 for 90-10, we start there because during the first 7 years of a child's life, that's the best time in order to a child to rapidly learn a new language. It's the quickest, best, and it's the best point to pound in a foundation of a language. So you want to get that foreign language in. You want to get that native language, our native language in as well. And that starts all there. And after that, it develops, like we go 50-50 in 3 to 9, and then we push it even more in later grades to go for a more advanced level. And then now that we understand how it works and how important dual language education is, how can we advocate for it? Well, California is actually ahead of the game. We passed something called Prop 58, which says, hey, if 20 to 30 parents get together, they could tell their school districts, like, hey, we want a dual language program, and they have to consider or draw out plans to make one. And that's a step in the right direction. However, it's not really super close to what we want. We want them in all schools. We want them to be available in all schools, not just like, thinking about it. And but it is a good start. And other ways we can advocate for it is sending a letter to the senator, congressman, speaking more about it to your friends, neighbors, peers, posting on social media. And there's another website, you see right here. So you can go to this website. There's a lot of multi-language advocacy movements you can join and push for. Like, for example, we need more ESL teachers, so help ESL teachers, help students study abroad in college. Most students want to study abroad, so but they financially can't do so. So we need more grants and stuff like that. And so, in conclusion, knowing how important bilingual is, knowing how important dual language education is, and knowing how to advocate, I hope I was able to convince one of you guys, or change one of your guys' minds, in order to, at least in one of these topics. Now, I know parents, they do their best to raise their child, and they put in a lot to make sure they grow up in a safe and comfortable environment, and raising them with good education. But I believe our schools right now are just missing one thing in their education, and it's learning a second language. And that's really, I believe, the future of of the world, and America should not get left behind. So I urge you, speak out and promote your local schools, advocate for dual language programs. And in the future, we can have our next generation be more culturally aware and be thankful of our actions. Thank you very much.